Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Cindy from clbcraftcreations.blogspot.com with another card for you in our holiday card series for 2014. This week we are going to be featuring the Endless Wishes stamp set. It's a photopolymer set that came out last Christmas, and they carried it through to this year's holiday catalog as well. This is the card we're going to be making today, and let's get started. So our main card base is going to be crumb cake, which is cut at 4 1/4 by 5. I never get this right. 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Again, standard A2 size card. And then our stamping piece that we're going to start with is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And this is, of course, Whisper White. So we're going to start out with the smallest snowflake in this image, and we are going to stamp that in crumb cake to match the card base. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to try and center this up in the middle. So we'll just go ahead and ink that up. Just do your best to eyeball it. We're going to stamp that image 3 times. Make sure that you leave enough room underneath all of them to stamp your sentiment. There we go. Okay, so all 3 of our snowflakes are stamped, and if they're a little off, it's okay. Okay, so now continuing with the crumb cake ink, we're going to start stamping the smaller pieces, and let's start with, this one is a little dash of, and you can use whichever of these sentiments you want. I just thought I wanted them all to end with cheer, and I thought that these all kind of matched with that. And then what you want to do is you want to try and center up your sentiment with whichever of the larger sentiments you're going to stamp. So that was that one. And now we're going to do, the next one's going to be of good. And then of course it'll end with cheer. So, be of good. And like I said, you just want to try and center it up. Okay, looks okay. And then we're going to end it with Christmas cheer. And you know me, I like to change things up again, so my sample is a little bit different in order. I like to give options. And again, you certainly could basically put any of these words in here. So we'll center that up. Okay. And now we'll move on to our cherry cobbler. And we're going to use the cheer. Just make sure that that's okay. And then we're going to use that with the cherry cobbler ink. And then what you want to do is you just want to try and line up the loop of the H with the end of the sentiment. So just like that. Okay, and then we'll go and stamp the other 2. Now this is a little hard for me to see because it's further away from me, so I can't get right up. So it might be a little off. Oh, actually I did pretty good. I'm impressed myself. And then the last one. Perfect. Okay. So that piece is done, and so while we still have our ink out, set that aside for a second. I'm going to stamp the inside, and I'm going to use the middle snowflake in the cherry cobbler, in the crumb cake, and just to add a little extra interest. So in the crumb cake ink, we're just going to put that right down here at the bottom. And you can put this anywhere. I was going to put it in the middle underneath the sentiment, but I decided that it looked a little odd. So then we'll go ahead and again, still with the crumb cake, we're going to put Mary. Okay. last piece is going to be the Christmas, and we are going to do that in cherry cobbler. And then I'm going to just kind of bring this down. I'm going to actually have the loop of the H go into the middle of the loop of the Y. It's a little different than I did it on my original. Just kind of makes it look like it's going together. Okay, so that's all of our stamping. We're done stamping now. We can start our assembly. So our inside piece, let's let that just dry for a minute. We'll go ahead and put our front piece on. Just use your adhesive. This is a cherry cobbler piece. So this measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it gives it just a small little border around the edge. Okay, and then this piece will then go onto our crumb cake base. Get that. Center that up. Go ahead and open it up, and now we'll put our center panel. And now, you don't need to do this. I think this card looks nice. It's clean and simple. But for a little extra sparkle, if you want it, are rhinestones. Or rhinestones can go on anything and kind of jazz it up. So I'm taking just this strip of the little ones, and I cut them apart, and just taking my paper piercer and adding them to the center of the snowflakes. It's for a little extra sparkle. And we're done. How quick and simple was that, start to finish? We have a beautiful, easily mass-produced card that looks, I think, pretty nice. And you can change up the sentiments however you wish. And then our inside, and there you have it. There's both of them. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed today's card project, and you'll be back to see what I have in store for the rest of the week. Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and comment below. You can stop by my blog at clbcraftcreations.blogspot.com for all the details and links to order supplies for all of the cards that I have made in this series. Thanks again for joining me. See you next time. Bye.